special night for me, this honor, in addition to what we'll be chatting when Paul and I will be chatting later, but to award to George and Carol Bauer our annual leadership award. Do you just want to just say a quick stand up, stand up for a moment so they can see you both? And a round of applause. Thank you. I call them my adoptive parents. They've adopted Karen and me, and although we don't see each other nearly as much as we like, we've shared joys, we've shared sadnesses, we've shared celebrations, and we've shared challenges. There could not be a more authentic set of people. And they both come from humble, very honorable, humble backgrounds. George from the Missouri Ozarks, his father, sort of a hard-scrabble farm, struggling to make by. Got a scholarship to WashU as a mechanical engineer, industrial engineer. And Carol was, they met, she was in St. Louis at a teaching college. The list of what they've done, not just writing checks, but rolling up their sleeves is extraordinary. Norwalk Hospital, Carol's former chairman of the board. You started as a volunteer working in the ICU unit and then the emergency care, and over the years joined the board, then the chairman. You led their fundraising efforts. Together they've raised over $50 million. They've funded an emergency care clinic, a neonatal clinic. Sadly, their first child died after 5 years. So they have a passion for brokenness and a passion for emergencies and helping people in healthcare. They were on a trip to Thailand and discovered, as many of you know, the sex trade is a big deal in Thailand, and lots of women are really kidnapped from their homes and forced into prostitution. And they helped found, I think it's called A New Way of Life, a center. Say again? New Life Center, thank you, to help these girls get rescued and transition out and develop skills to have a life outside of being prostitutes that they've been forced into. Here in South Norwalk, I believe it's called I Have a Dream, they opened that chapter, and they've sponsored 43 students. And if you don't know the organization, the drill is that if you mentor them, you sponsor them, and if they get through high school, you pay their way through college. I could go on and on about their public philanthropy, but I want to assure you they're the real deal. What they do in the papers and what we see when things are named is exactly what they are when you're having dinner with them or in their house. George has had a passion, and Carol as well, for this overcoming what you might call the Sunday-Monday gap or the weekend-Monday gap if you're Jewish. How do you connect what your Sabbath is with your work life, which is a lot of what GLF is really at its core about. And George has been one of the leaders in that movement, quietly backing it and trying to encourage it to grow and flourish. Would you all please join me with a rousing applause for my parents, George and Carol.
We so much appreciate all that you all do in your individual workplaces to make sure that you are ministers out in the world. And you are just as much ministers as anybody who mounts the pulpit on Sunday morning. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. We are proud of all of you and for what you do, and for David for his leadership. Thank you so much for being here on this special evening.